Hi, I'm Samuel Bernier-Lavigne, Professor and Director of the XFAB, a research group on digital architecture and fabrication at Laval University School of Architecture in Quebec, Canada.
Hi, my name is Antoine-Étienne Gélinas-Michel. I'm a master's student at Laval University School of Architecture and I'm a member of the XFAB.
Hi, I'm Maurane Paradis. I'm also a master's student at Laval University School of Architecture and also a member of the XFAB.
When and how were you first introduced to architecture?
Without talking about the precise temporality, I think that architecture is something that shapes the human experience from childhood. Sometimes it seems difficult to dissociate construct and imaginary. Architecture is essentially an unconscious experience in the sense that it induces a lot of image and reminiscence of the past.
We are of those who believe that we are made of the people we meet, whether with teachers or mentors and friends at school. Our conscious experiences have awaked our curiosity and sensibility of architecture. It is through these discussions that our personal vision of architecture evolves.
What is your design philosophy?
Our design philosophy revolves around new technologies and their potential to change our approach to the design and fabrication of architecture. We are interested in seeing how, for example, digital concept and tools, ranging from parametric design to artificial intelligence, can help us explore new approaches of design in the architectural spaces, as well as allowing us to materialize these experiments by expanding the usual methods of construction with digital fabrication. At the same time, we realize that these concepts allow us to return to some fundamental questions about architecture and thus create a dialogue with its history. So we try to find a common ground between these two poles in order to generate innovation in architecture.
What does architecture mean to you?
For us, architecture is not just the art of building, it is also curiosity. It does not mean the end, but the beginning of something, while having the power to ask questions.
Architecture is also creating a place, whether it's real, virtual, or latent. It's an opportunity to meet, space at the time of multiple realities and evanescence forms.
Can you briefly explain your design process and your perspective on the role of sustainable architecture?
Our design process for this project was aiming to resolve two key elements. First, of course, creating a small off-the-grid 37 square meter dwelling, but one that could also offer more space due to its placement on the site. And also we wanted to make such a project ecological. And so for these reasons, we decided to locate the project in an abandoned granite quarry in Vermont, a site that could offer us the space and eventually the materiality for the project. The generative process of the project was inspired by the way granite blocks are extracted from the cliffs and then split in pieces for export. Thus we divided the dwelling into different rooms, each corresponding to an essential function of the house. And by positioning the small rooms on the site, we wanted to take, let's say, possession of the quarry's territory to generate many exterior spaces, counterbalancing the area limitation imposed by the brief of the competition to the interior space.
On the other hand, the idea for the material process of the project resides in an ecological approach of reusing what was abundantly available in the quarry. Thus, we use the white granite waste, crushing it to make a cement paste similar to concrete. This paste is then conveyed by a pump to a robotic arm, the only element related to the construction brought by man on the site, which allows us to 3D print at large scale the different fragments of the project. For the assembly, a crane was already available on the site. The crane was used in the past to move the rocks in the quarry. Finally, the fragments are placed one on top of the other to build the project.
In addition to the domestic spaces, we designed some exterior elements like water retention basins, gardens, a green wall, and relaxation spaces oriented along the main axis of the project, generating variations in the progressive sequence of the project.
Finally, we'd like to thank the competition organizer and the jury. The brief explored important questions regarding the future of architecture. We hope our proposition will bring something interesting to this discussion.